Thank you, Mr. Banks. Indeed, it's going to be a really interesting one, James. This has the potential to be very surprising and very explosive, as Duncan said. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun no matter what happens.
Yes, on paper, the stats are wide open for both sides. I think obviously NiP has the stronger experience and so on. I do think that they're the kind of team who would weather a storm versus an unknown. We spoke about yesterday some of these Asian teams and unorthodox play, taking people by surprise and doing things which you wouldn't necessarily expect versus the more common opponent for Ninjas in Pyjamas in Europe and North America. I think stylistically that they are a team who are better equipped to deal with that than some of the examples we saw yesterday. But by no means is anything guaranteed. So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting for me. Got some familiar faces here for us, pretty much all of them on ViCi. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to do on the likes of Overpass. The game is about to start. We're 6 seconds away. Ninjas in Pyjamas will be starting on the counter-terrorist side. We'll see if they can secure the bomb sites and so on and so forth. And what ViCi might have in mind for them on the pistol.
I think it's always a benefit for NiP to get onto that CT side, especially on a map like Overpass. Get off to a nice, clean start. They've got some great setups on this map. It's one that definitely plays well to the style that they like to play the game, and it's a very tactical map as well. So I'm so excited to see what ViCi have to offer on that T side too. And they're going to start off with just one set of grenades here on Advent. The smoke double flash, no P250s in sight, and they'll all be making their way pretty much through the connector position. And NiP actually playing a complete retake setup on the B-bomb site, mostly towards the A side at present. And ViCi, are they going to go through towards sewers, or will they try to burst up the stairs? If they go up the stairs, that could be quite interesting, because Rez lies in wait with Get Right.
Yeah, he's got a bait set up, but Kaze, if he picks at the right time, he could deal with this. Starting to move forward. I don't think Get Right's seen him, and that might solve the problem. Indeed, it will, at least the beginning of it. What does Get Right choose to do now? Falling back instead. He knows the numbers game. They'll try to abuse that, so he needs to do what he can. He's got some counter flashes to try and buy time for his team to rotate. He's got a teammate, Lecro, buy that van, but they're blind as well. Now, ViCi continue to swarm a trade of kills, and there's still a man advantage for the T's.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult retake up through these choke points. Got to get a headshot. There you go. Get Right will pick it up on the Kaze. Oh my god, he's actually stopped the plant forest. Got 2 headshots as well. I have no idea where those came from. Well then, I guess it won't be too bad after all. NiP somehow cleaned that up very nicely, and ViCi denied the bomb plant. That really sucks for them.
I wasn't paying attention to how much time was on the clock because of all the frags that were happening, but I have to assume that there was more time to plant. I don't think they had high pressure in that situation, and clearly the bomb site was not secure. So that's something they may want to look at and fix very quickly indeed. First round is the best round to have an issue like that, if that is the case. Get Right's pulled out a P90. How often do you see a P90 in professional play? He is in that connector position, so he's in a good spot for it. It's got a reasonable fire rate. A fair chunk of bullets in there as well. So 50 bullets would be very nice for the job, but it is an expensive weapon, 2350. But so far so good, pretty handily taking care of these players. But what does he do in the next round? It hasn't got the greatest of kill bonuses, so we'll see what he chooses to do. I mean, if he's playing in connector, he could entirely just hold the weapon and pick up a rifle later on.
Gero is one of those players that does love to just really mix it up with the weaponry, which has always been really fun. You know, you'll often see him going to the shotguns, the P90s, you know, famously the Julies as well. The only thing I guess that you know, that I haven't really seen him experiment too much with is the Krieg, which I could see that being the case. But I don't think, you know, with his role on this team that we would see that, as the Krieg tends to go to the players who want to be trying to find entries, you know, long-range picks. And so I doubt we'll see Get Right experimenting with that in this game. But either way, we'll be seeing how he continues on with this P90. As you say, could do a lot of damage in this connector position. That'll be a lot of fun. But for the time, Draken's actually there with the M4, silenced M4. And Get Right's actually over towards the sewers position. He's been, I believe, flashed over there. So that's some good control early. And this boost from Draken, he's done it completely silently. That is very strong.
I do wonder, though, he's got a silenced M4, and I feel like his gun is probably going to poke out versus an M4A4. Let's have a look. Oh, no, I don't think it is, actually. But as Shokin gets closer, surely there's a warning there. Nice play from him, and you see Get Right to take an aggressive Make an aggressive play towards short B. He's in that position. The door is open. He's going to get a two-man spray down eventually. There's extra bullets coming in handy. And there's his rifle upgrade. Kaze jumping straight into position. That is absolute suicide. I don't know why you think you can do that, especially when he was a bomb carrier. Did he have an AWP? That's a disastrous decision. And now Ullman is left alone. Shots through the smoke. His tracers will give his position away, and he encourages GetRight to spray him down. With a scout, he just charged in there with a scout.
Yeah,
left the bomb behind.
That was a god flash, though, from Forest. Straight through the upper window. Door pops open. That setup, James, makes me very happy.
Where did Forest throw it from?
Short. Yep.
Nice. Caught the guy on the back, completely blind. And Kaze's like, I got this, guys. I'm here. Trying to MacGyver with a elastic band, rather. Gastric band. Didn't quite work out.
And that will be the 3-0 NiP. Oh god, it's just so satisfying when you see those pop flash setups work out like that with the P90 as well, no less. But Rez playing aggressively with the M4 in this round, and it's nice to do that sometimes in rounds like this because although there's risk with the pistol against the pistols, and okay, it's not going so well, but it does get cleaned up there by Rez. I was going to say that if you can kind of get a track as to where the pistols are going and maybe get one pick, and then you can fall back, you just make it. You deflate the round heavily for the T side because one thing that they can really take advantage of is a numbers game. And what most teams tend to do is they tend to give up the entire map to the pistols because they're like, well, you can have it because what are you going to do with it? You can't get into a site very easily, so we'll just sit there then.
Yeah, one issue, it's difficult to fall back from the connector position as a CT because, especially on a buy round, it can be quite dangerous. The party area leaves you very exposed. So far, so good. Kaze now. What does he do with this AWP? I mean, there is a world where he just throws it over the wall. But it is a powerful weapon with so much time on the clock to try and win a round, to be honest, in a 1 versus 3. They know where he is now, which makes life harder. With 2700, he could, there we go, there's a disposal service. Now, the thing is, his team could buy in the next round. So he could try and save and hold on to it. But he will stop it from being collected, as you can see. Forest maybe having a look for an AWP. There's no AWP. So I think that's the best decision, one of the best decisions in the situation. I don't think there's any one best decision, but that was definitely one of the top ones. Yeah,
they got 2 kills and disposed of an AWP. That's actually really nice. That's not bad at all. And speaking of the Creeks, we're going to see Kaze on that one. And again, it has a lot of utility, the Creek. It does a lot of good stuff on the long ranges on a map like Overpass. Kraken going for a forward pick, but he doesn't find anything. But as far as towards Suez with that M4 spray and the Molotov thrown across, I believe. So nice timing there. And ViCi start with 1 man down. King looking to see if he can get something on the peak from short, but he will be denied pretty quickly. NiP right now look really ready for Overpass. Off to a really great start. Some good setups, some good reads, getting their individual performances in, and although ViCi had a nice couple kills in the previous round to dispose of an AWP, NiP looked very organized, and there you go. Quick little boost, and before ViCi can really get their teeth sunk into this round, they are just getting taken down all over the place.
I think Lecro may have just seen an elbow. There's a second flashbang for him. He spots 2 players of the remaining 3, and there's 1 taken down. A trade from Kaze, and NiP have lost 2 players with 50 seconds on the clock. I don't think they haven't seen the bomb. The bomb was left out very early, but GetRight has peaked the monster position, and maybe there will be a second NiP player rotating to the A bomb site. Freeman's up front, and Kaze is on a long rotation. There he's trying to get some entries now, Freeman, but again, he's already against 2 players. There's a first one. Rez with an off angle will be enough. Now what does he choose to do? Create some space for himself if he drops that smoke grenade, which he will. GetRight starting to rotate. They are convinced that the bomb is heading towards the A bomb site, although no, GetRight will go back to B because you can never be too certain. Rez is moving to a great angle where if he stays towards bank, he can make sure, okay, the smoke's done. Otherwise, he can make sure no one crosses towards truck. So you know 100% where the T isn't when they start to plant, but it is a default plant. He will try to stop it from happening or get a guaranteed kill. There it is.
Good damage at the end there from ViCi in the bomb plant. I got to say, the timings from NiP have been really good though in the round. We saw the initial advantages they got, and the flash peaks as well. The round could have been over off of that 1 flashbang towards Monster. Either way, ViCi are consistently doing some damage to the economy of NiP, so NiP are not really getting too far ahead, but they are 5-0 up at this point, and ViCi have yet to really throw what I would call a scary round at NiP. We haven't seen anything where, you know, ViCi have got that first pick and then somehow outpositioned NiP and forced them to go for an awkward retake. That's not really happened just yet. So looking to see if they can find that now with Kaze on the AWP. NiP looking to get aggressive towards Fountain though, but they won't get much from it.
Yeah, NiP are asking ViCi to give them a reason not to make these aggressive plays, and I think they will do them at their will until they have been told otherwise. Shoking with a duel with Draken. There's no real strong position for a flashbang from Ninjas in Pyjamas. They've got two players here. Maybe feeling somewhat trapped, I don't know. Get Right is outside the toilet, so they could rotate back, maybe with a smoke if they wanted to, but they're standing their ground. This is not an ideal position for Draken at all. Someone just got hit with a grenade. I think it was a teammate. I think Shokin got hit by his teammate's grenade. And there is the perfect timing for Draken despite being blind. And they will still hold their position. Get Right's moved all the way up towards Long, now using the distraction from his teammates. Sees one player towards the tree, trying to find the head. And again, it's proving costly for Ninjas in Pyjamas to stay in that position for so long.
The setup looked actually pretty good, but with Get Right and not being able to find anything, things sort of collapsed. And Forrest now coming in for an awkward timing up the stairs. It's just... It's such a fine timing. Maybe if he's a second quicker, maybe he gets into a position, maybe he gets a kill or two, but it was not the case. He was a little bit too slow. And Lekro can offer up some damage here. And considering NiP's money, that's a pretty viable way to play this round. Just remove as much as possible from ViCi. They don't have any cash in the bag. So Lekro looking to see what he can get done here. How much will he commit? Because with the plant where it is, it's very unlikely he's going to ever be able to hold that, especially with an AWP out on the field. There's the peek. Finds a kill. Some extra damage. Smoke going up onto the bomb. He might just try to commit here, forcing them to peek. Lekro gets himself the second. He's going to have to go for the hold now. Kaze with the AK-47 will finish it off, but nice couple kills at the end there for Lekro to make it hurt at the very least.
Yeah, dropping the smoke immediately raises the chance of someone else dying. Maybe by coming close to the site to stop it. It is hard to defuse in such an obvious place, though. You can just see the outline of the boxes on either side to have a simple lineup, and from the side it's even simpler. So again, I think it was a difficult spot for Ninjas in Pyjamas towards that long position, and it was made very expensive for them. We can see the immediate shortcomings. They've got the money to buy, but maybe not all the grenades that they might have liked. ViCi moving quicker towards that short B position, and this is a change that they need to make. Ninjas in Pyjamas getting too much for free, including this area, but now that isn't the case. We'll see what ViCi can do with this position. They are slow around the playground position, the T side, and that is in part thanks to the quick aggression we've seen from Ninjas in Pyjamas in previous rounds. They need to play slow and make sure that no one is up to anything crazy. But again, in most cases, you'll have one lurker towards B. They've got many people in this position, which would suggest a play coming the way of Ninjas Pyjamas quite soon.
Yeah, Kaze making a lot of noise towards the Monster Tunnel indeed with the AWP. So NiP got to be feeling it, and here come the grenades. NiP waiting. They don't want to... Actually, they have no utility to dump at this point. Draken with anything. He's on the other side of the map, and nice opening pick. But can the remainder of NiP on the B bomb site hold this position? The rotation starts to come in. Bomb actually now making a long rotation back towards the A bomb site, but it is a long one. They're going through the fountain position, and considering that the A bomb site has not yet been cracked open, and they don't know too much about that defense, and that's where Draken is with the AWP, and there's only 20 seconds. They might be overplaying their hand here, but let's see if they can pull it off here. First miss comes in from Draken. He's in a lot of trouble. Nice no-scope. Can he get another one? No, he can't. Rez, it's up to him now as they will challenge him from the long position. Rez has himself a double. The bomb's down, but it's now just up to Kaze.
Moving back, 1 versus 3, $450. You can see the wheels processing. He doesn't have an angle to stop the bomb. He does go for a pick to make it more expensive for the CTs, and he delivers, so props to him for that. Just the one round on the board for ViCi, and there is the... well, I don't even know if we can call it a reset anymore at this point. It's not really a reset, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of... I mean, they drop 2. The loss bonus goes down by 2, the loss bonus that was accumulating. So I don't know if there's...
It's not a reset, though.
A new terminology that we would want for that. I suppose you would, in theory, the best thing is would just be to say, well, this is now what their loss bonus is, like 3 rounds loss bonus.
We need a fancy way to say 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But there's time for that later because there's a rush into the B bomb site. Lekro trying not to fight to the death, but he will come out with his teammate peeking at the same time. The trades will continue. Minute 34, and ViCi are all on the site, not really checking the water properly, assuming that they had cleared B with 2 frags. That wasn't the case, and that gives Get Right a free kill. Still alive to buy some time at the very least if he can't get the kill. No one towards connector just yet. Draken up top, his teammate below him, and the bomb's been planted. Big frag from Kaze looking towards Draken now. Now Omen has the information. Who was the bomb planter? That's a question for Draken to answer. Omen's got the sound cues, not showing his cards just yet. He could actually jump onto the back of the site from this position as well, and he'll do exactly that, which makes it even harder for Draken. Won't see the head as he's crouching, and there's... Oh, he wants to make sure he gets the kill. Maybe not feeling too confident about that one. Draken now on the site, and up he goes. And that's round number 2 for ViCi. And that breaks the money of Ninjas in Pyjamas.
It does indeed. Some of these rounds being very, very close. There's definitely a lot of opportunities there in the some of the 1v1s for NiP to maybe pick that round up in the clutch. But ViCi, they've forged their way into a solid position to take over the half. At least get a few rounds on the board and equalize with NiP. As we can see, NiP don't have anything here. They will be force buying, it seems like. Forest and Draken, as you can see there, is just expending all their money. Lekra as well. And we'll see what Get Right and Rez pick up in a moment. But the money's not great for ViCi, and Overpass on the CT side is quite nice for the CTs. It does present a lot of options when you are playing with pistols. It's kind of like Inferno in some respects because of the fact that there are lots of choke points all over the place. There's a multitude of positions to stand in when the Ts are rushing into a bomb site, and so that can mean that, you know, well-timed, well-placed flashbang can really make the difference in a round where you don't have very good equipment. But we'll see what NiP are able to master. And also ViCi, they can show us some of the drills that they may have for anti-force buy rounds. Every team should be aware of when the other team is playing with just pistols and have a specific round to play against that. Or 2. We'll see them just creeping up towards the bathrooms. And Rez, he's spotted one, doesn't want to give himself up though. Baiting them into Draken, perhaps. Ooh, nice catch by Choking. Can Draken find something? It's really up to him. He's got to get at least 1 or 2 from the back there. They have no idea he's there.
Oh, there's one. Kaze's been taken down. Advent moving in from the front, Omen from the back, and Draken has been eliminated. Smokes down. That can cause variance as well with 3 players alive from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Again, there's no plant pressure just yet. There's a minute on the clock, so ViCi can try to clear these players out. There's, I think, a team flash towards Optimus, but he's still alive for now. And there we go. Minutes on the clock. No big rush to plant the bomb. Now they know where Lekro is and Molotov is down. Freeman can plant with cover from Optimus. And there we go. Peeking in the 1 versus 1. Not necessary, really. Could wait for Advent to peek and then just pop out for the double peek, but they will win the round regardless. And pick up an AK-47 and an AWP.
I kind of like the approach from ViCi in some respects, because one thing that some teams try to play too safe, and it creates a situation where maybe they burn too much time and put themselves in an awkward position. And I like that they just didn't do that at all. They just said, you know what, let's just walk towards the A-bomb site, just at the start of the round. Everyone just walk there and just trade out and use the nades. Good job, guys. And it worked out. NiP got a little bit of damage in there to keep the economy honest, but now they go for a stack towards the bathrooms with their eco. So this round should be somewhat of a formality, considering that there's only USPs to offer any defense, and they've gambled towards the A site. And ViCi seem like... It's cool that ViCi are playing this round very differently. They're kind of running a default that's based around Sewers control first. And you can see that Freeman is going to be investigating towards the party area, so he'll be able to get the information as to where the stack is, and the worst thing that will be given away is potentially an AK. Or he'll maybe get all the kills.
Okay. AK collected. Operation Save the AK has been activated in Sweden. ViCi move into the B bomb site, and their 4th round looks very likely indeed. Freeman leading the kills actually with 8 on his team, but Rez is up there with 12. Get Right not far behind on 11. I think Ninjas in Pyjamas have looked good this tournament, especially considering their circumstances with the lack of Dennis and the addition of Draken. In the games that we've seen at least, which hasn't been every game. So again, NiP moving into that connector area, just putting themselves in the tightest choke point. ViCi don't have somebody on an SMG to really hunt for frags, but if they did, NiP would invite them to move into the worst scenario possible. Nothing doing there for Lecro. Gentleman's agreement to save in separate spaces. Round lead is reduced to 2. What kind of guns do we have here for Ninjas in Pyjamas? We are not going to have an AWP for Draken, which significantly changes the potential output in the first 40 seconds or so. Now, ViCi might not necessarily know this, so they might still start slow towards playground and so on in case of a long push. Ninjas in Pyjamas with 3 headed towards the B bomb site. Draken up long, and Rez will do the usual with the smoke and so on around the party area. This time ViCi have only got the one person outside the B bomb site, that's Omen, and he's not going to last very long. There is a smoke down in the short B position, which would have been thrown by Ninjas in Pyjamas. So they may go investigating there and see that there isn't much presence just yet from ViCi.
It looks similar to the anti-force buy round where they just sort of walked up towards the A bomb site through bathrooms all together pretty much. And as you say, Draken is not as formidable here because it doesn't have that AWP. It can be really difficult to deal with a CT AWP on the bomb sites as you go for the approach from bathrooms. Draken's going to spot it. They're going to be in real quick. Good timing coming in from ViCi actually for this explosion. Already choking down by the CT stairs. Rez will get taken out by Orman, and now NiP are pretty much locked out. There's a lot of utility to dump here, and you can see Shoking activating his forward position. Lecro now having to try to deal with that. He's smoking himself off. Lecro can't quite find it. No, he's there somewhere. There you go. We'll find the headshot eventually, but it's 3 versus 4. Still more. Another smoke. Oh, ouch. Another smoke, another Molotov to be deployed on these choke points. I don't think they're going for this. Get Right's already... He's booking it.
Yeah, he was trying to take a duel with a player in Divider. Didn't quite work out for him, and they'll try to conserve what they have. Draken had to stand his ground there, but not quite finding the spray with a silenced M4. Maybe more of an M4A4 player. And ViCi moved to round number 5. This is quite an interesting series. I like the matchup. I think the numbers suggest a good game. Nice close score so far. Get Right will save his French gun. Lecro with the AK-47. Their money is not perfect for Ninjas in Pyjamas, so decisions need to be made. It has been 4 rounds in a row for ViCi, so NiP don't need to do anything crazy with their money. Keep it together, full buy in the round to come. They can pick out some grenades here and there. Now, with Lecro and Get Right with the rifles, they've got Draken and Rez with Deagles, so they could have the rifles do something aggressive, maybe a take of the short B position, or just hold some angles, try and get something like a man advantage with a Desert Eagle. Speaking of short B, look how fast Shoking is in this position, looking for the aim jewels now. He is not messing about, is he? I think he's probably focusing on the middle of his screen, so he wouldn't have seen that CT just poking out from the barrels. If you're looking towards the water in B, you are exposed to barrels at the same time, so you have to pick which one you want to look at. And he's waiting for that peek from the water, but again, Get Right. I like the off angle from him, in front of the barrels instead of behind. He's trying to avoid getting pre-fired. Doesn't quite work out, but Forrest is there to trade.
I feel like that kind of works out more for NiP here, because they pick up an AK-47 and a Molotov as well. And now ViCi, you know, a lot of time was burned during that. Draken, if he gets a headshot here, it gets very complicated, and he does. Freeman walks straight into the angle. Draken looks to investigate. Oh my god, it could have been another one. But now NiP know where the bomb is moving. There is still time to double back, but ViCi, they have to make a decision. Either they commit right now, or they double back right now, because there's not time to mess around. And they're going to commit into the A bomb side. NiP have the rotation there as well already, leaving just Rez on the B bomb side. 2 AKs and a Deagle to defend on A for NiP.
That second kill gave them a lot of information, ViCi, but also cost them a lot in terms of personnel. There were 2 other players up long. The timing works out for Omen so far, so good. Starting to clear the site. There's a push through the smoke, I think, from Lecro. Flashbang, trying to stop the plant with so little time on the clock. Worth a gamble. even though it was a bad situation, potentially winning situation if he can find the right player. Didn't happen on this occasion. So maybe they didn't want to give the game away, ViCi, and telegraph their push towards the A site, which might explain the lack of grenade, flashbang towards the toilet's position, because again, he only needed to wait for one of his teammates to get towards the lamppost on long for the normal pop flash. But on this occasion, it didn't work out, and ViCi will tie the score. So a difficult round for them, but a round nonetheless. 6-6.
Yeah, there's a lot of chances there for NiP. There's been a couple rounds like that now. Actually, maybe a couple more where NiP had some solid spots to really turn the tide, but weren't able to get the kills. And ViCi really starting to climb in this first half now. They've got 6 rounds, equalizing NiP, and a prospect to get 9 if things continue like this. I mean, this has been a pretty consistent string of rounds. I don't think any. Yeah, it's been 5 in a row for them now. So NiP's loss bonus is starting to build nicely, but at this point, you just want to get those rounds, and they've been struggling to do so. So we'll see what ViCi can offer up here now, because we have a change in the setup for NiP. We get a second AWP put onto Lekro. Perhaps this will be the difference that NiP need. We'll see what they go with as well, because there's so many options. They could be aggressive, they could take sewers, they could try to go for a fountain push, or just an aggressive connector hold. All sorts of stuff for NiP to consider, and it seems like Draken will go for the pick in connector.
Very nice. Spots the bomb, but you shouldn't be compelled to try and save it, to try and control it from that position. Again, vulnerable up top, escapes there, falls back to a safer position with the bomb, bomb dropped in connector. Don't want to be exposed to the party area. Freeman and Shoking moving up the long position, looking to trade frag again. No flashbang. The element of surprise is key, but they're not quite ready for res. Almost seems like they started to look away. So that's twice now. These walks up long aren't really working out for ViCi. Maybe a flashbang is in order, just with a slightly delayed peak, because, well, actually they probably knew Draken wasn't there because he got the pick in connector. So here we are. Now it's looking pedestrian for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Omen wondering what has become of his teammates. The bomb has been dropped behind the boulder on long, thanks to that kill. He's managed to slip past Draken, but
if only he had the bomb, James.
At most, he gets 2 kills, I think. If he doesn't take out Forest immediately in this position, starts to move up, but he's going to shoot as soon as he sees him. I don't think he needed to do that necessarily.
Forest was looking at him.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he span around and saw him, and now they know exactly what he's up to, Mr. Orman. And he is going to have a really hard time finding kills here. Now,
oh, get right.
Get right, you gotta chill, man. Chill, bro.
Haven't seen something like that for a while.
That's your teammate. Oh dear, that's he's tense.
He's wide. He's playing Quake, Dan. He's playing Quake.
It's very tense right now. Oh dear, can't believe you've done this.
Big odds for ViCi with the score at 6-6 essentially. That's very interesting. Inviting, yeah, the facial expression on his profile is appropriate for something like that. I'm sure he will be forgiven. Omen again, he'll be the Orman. Sole person lurking towards B bomb sites early, and here's the aggression again from Ninjas in Pyjamas that ViCi have been looking for. Not even that, but res all the way down long. Aggression towards short B as well. ViCi starting slow, which may save them. Some of these duels have been won comfortably by Ninjas in Pyjamas. Case in point being res around that toilet position, but again, ViCi, they have more tools at their disposal in all of these rounds, i.e. a flashbang. We'll see if they choose to do it now. A minute 13 and they're just moving into the party position. So a slow one from them so far. Draken starts off well. Res there for the double pick. Not quite working out for him, however.
Yeah, we see NiP with a lot of setups towards long. And well, I'll go back to this point in a moment, because if you have a fast push coming in from ViCi, they want to double down towards this A bomb site. They've lost a player. They don't want to keep the ball rolling straight into that bomb site, and Kaze's doing some fantastic damage with that AWP. The third kill for him, as it's just down to Get Right and Forest now. The bomb is on the ground. Oh, Kaze spotted. So has Get Right, and he's going to get Orman as he turns around. Great communication between Forest and Get Right. Now Kaze's got to do something pretty remarkable. Has to get the ace, but no. Get Right denies him, and that will be the round for NiP 8-6. And it seems like NiP know that ViCi like these long takes, because NiP have been playing a lot of long setups, and ViCi have walked into a lot of long setups.
Yeah, I don't think they knew where Forest was towards the end there. Omen chasing the frag for Get Right to put him in a better position to win, but then everything was lost in that round for ViCi. And in the last round, it is not going to be a spectacular buy for the boys on the T side. Joking only got a pistol at Tech9. Still don't understand how people get frags with that thing in its current iteration, but they certainly are people better than I. 2 people in connector for Rez. This time he doesn't get the kill. Now there are 3 there for ViCi. Omen again lurking outside the B-bomb site. And Kaze is just having a passive eye towards A. I like the angle from Draken, but he will be forced away.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough now if ViCi keep a fast pace, although the rotation will be there. But it looks like they're going to slow things down again. They have the time to do it, so it's totally fine, considering as well that they've pulled an extra player towards the A bomb site. So they have options towards B. If, for example, Omen, well, he has a UMP. It's not really a great gun to pick from the short position.
Well, also, they have 1 flashbang at this point.
Yeah.
So they've been able to flash Draken off a number of angles, but they've only got 1 flashbang left. So it looks like they'll try to use smokes to do the same thing. That smoke does allow them to lurk closer to the site and make up for the flashbang, but again, that has to be a god flash wherever it decides to go.
This is really nice from ViCi. I like this. The rotation back, just keeping the attention on that A-bomb site with the lurk smoke. Like you don't really know what's going on. There's 30 seconds to go. And we've got a 4-man take coming into the B-bomb site. This really should bode well, I think, for ViCi, but that's a really strong first pick. Kaze is a bit too soon with his peak. His team was not with him, and now NiP get to deal with them one at a time. Lekro picks up the short position, but Freeman with a drive-by, maybe there's a chance.
Well, Forest can't see him just yet. Freeman poking out. Head was enough for Forest. The man has too much experience. Had some nice highlights this tournament already, and he will get the final frag in the first half for a 9-6 scoreline for Ninjas in Pyjamas as they move to the T side. Beyond the score, what do you think of the position for both teams so far? ViCi was 6 rounds on the board. Can't be too mad with that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty even. I think Overpass offers, if you get a good start on the CT side, it can often be the case that you can have a very strong CT side. You get so many options on the map that you can also let loose your very skilled individuals, and it's also so awesome if you're a team that specializes in this map in any way, then you can have a lot of cool tactical setups, which can be very surprising and give you lots of edges being aggressive on your CT side. So long as they're up to date with how to play a top level Overpass, I think this is a pretty even split. I think that T side can be quite difficult. So we'll see what the calling is like here for NiP and how it's dealt with by ViCi. As you mentioned before, these aren't teams that are going to be having the world of experience playing one another, and so there might be some stylistic differences in timings and so on that could benefit ViCi, or maybe it will prove to make things more difficult for them. We'll find out.
Just waiting for the second half to begin. One of those bags called where the friction causes heat to keep the hands warm. Hand warmers. There we go. Got there in the end. Now we are 3 seconds away from the start of the second half. Draken with his special hairdo. I don't think I've ever had hair that long. Have you? You used to have an afro.
Well, I guess not really a legitimate one, but I had long hair yesterday.
You had a full head of hair.
Yeah.
You're like a would-be wrestler from Middle England. Anyway, Ninjas in Pyjamas will have Get Right and Draken with utility. 3 flashbangs, 2 smoke grenades. Draken's picked himself up a P250. I love to see a P250 in a pistol round. It's one of my favorite things. ViCi will have 4 players of Kevlar. Advent with flash smoke. No defuse kit. Fast rotation between the sites may be part of that decision. Let's see what they choose to do. Resin Forest creeping outside the monster position. Not showing. Maybe inviting a push. NiP seem to maybe have some kind of hard read, expecting ViCi to get curious, itchy feet, perhaps.
Yeah. Just this is going to be interesting to see how the utility works out for NiP, and they don't have to even commit into B. Depends. Really depends. I wonder what their plan or their research was like going up against ViCi. They're waiting indeed for that push, but there is not going to be one. And this is the thing, like, you have all this time on the clock that you can burn to see if a team will misstep.
Bardolph pistol on Overpass. 3 people stand where Forest and Rez are, hiding outside Monster, not showing. 2 people rush Fountain, rush all the way to the A site, regardless of what happens, if you die or whatever. A lot of the time, somebody pushes through Monster, and the T's get the pick, and then you push through Monster and take B. Works every time. Try it at home. Ninja's Pajamas will finally move in. They will stream in conga line all 5 players through into the B bomb site. Rez through the smoke. You'll see one play. He can communicate that at the very least, but now there might be variants if they try to plant the bomb. 30 seconds with which to do so. Orman is going to control the short B position, and now ViCi start to swarm. Headshot after headshot, and there's only Lekro remaining now. He's got 5 plays to frag, and he will frag 0 of them. 5 players survive for ViCi. Joking gets a cheap helmet as he took no damage. The rest of them probably have to spend $1,000. But the plan didn't quite work out for Ninjas. Now, if they did Bardolph pistol round, I reckon they have more success. We can't be outcome oriented, but I think mine is top 3 Overpass pistol rounds.
I wonder if what they'll get up to here is obviously no force spike, it's no plant. That's why I like the plants, man. It gives that option for a force buy. And you get all sorts of interesting business. But he's got 5 blocks. So they'll likely get mowed down as they make their way through Fountain. This is going to be pretty difficult for NiP to even get a kill, I would imagine, if ViCi don't sort of overcommit their players. Yeah, this is going to be over really quickly. There you go. Oh, is that a double as a collateral? Nice.
Ooh, baby, a double.
Very nice.
Marvelous.
And there you go. We've got the AKs coming out now. Will someone get the Krieg? Where's the Krieg guy? Do it, get right. Oh, I'm sad now. But
Get Right's a spray master. He's not pulling out a Krieg.
The
Unless
UMPs,
he's got like really fat fingers.
ViCi,
Like something's terribly wrong with him.
ViCi is sticking with the 3 UMPs and a scout in this round. That's pretty bold.
Well,
No
if they
upgrades.
didn't buy utility, there's not a lot of money to buy anything else. But again, the money is together for the team. It's together. They're holding hands, Dan. They're virtually holding hands.
Oh my goodness, that's really nicely timed HE. Does a lot of damage, so well, they're softening them up for those UMPs with the extra utility that they bought. So can't complain too much. Kaze with the scout. Oh!
Combo.
There you go. Yeah, the HE that he threw
They're playing
earlier.
Killer Instincts.
That was really awesome. And now NiP are in a little bit of trouble. Losing a man early like that.
Trivia. The UMP-45 is the successor to the MP5. People at home might think MP7 because it's a bigger number, but no, it's more or less a different series. UMP has the tactical stock on the back and other bits and bobs, but it is the successor to the MP5, as you will know if you watch our Sounds of CSGO series. 4 players remain for Ninjas in Pajamas. Now, in a situation such as this, trying to close distance and avoid a scout can be quite the pain. One way to do it is with a smoke grenade. Kaze is forced back by the flashbang, though, rather than the smoke. Taking some pot shots through. 2 down long. Oh, there's a gap. Choking. But he's closer to the smoke, so that gap would be more in the favor of Ninjas in Pajamas to abuse. So, but he doesn't use it. Get right, trying to spray through smoke. Doesn't quite work out. That's really unfortunate for him. But he does have a play to trade with him. Deagle not quite doing the work, but doing some damage. 3 versus 3 retake. Advent's on the flank. The bomb's being planted. Lekro's covering from the back, so I don't think Advent can do anything about that. Nice taps from Rez. Stereo frags from Ninjas in Pajamas. And Freeman's the last man of the last UMP. The last successor to the MP5. It will be successful for a time. Can he pick up a weapon? A better weapon he can. He's got some nice range. Now does he go deep to look for Rez? He needs to avoid it being trade frags, but he doesn't know where the trade fragger might be. Looking for him immediately. There's no peek from Lekro. There is a kit for Freeman. Lekro having a quick look. He goes for the bomb again. Lekro still having a look. Just needs one tap. The wide peek from Lekro. Beautiful stuff. Doesn't want to get pre-fired. Crouch peek as well, and that is 10 rounds on the board for Ninjas in Pajamas.
It's really nicely timed from Lekro because it's kind of like the YP comes at kind of the last moment because he knew that his opponent had come off the bomb. But then after that, there's a real risk that the guy just sticks the defuse. So nicely done for NiP. Really important clutch. Awesome actually that Kaze got so much mileage from that UMP. He did such a good job to get all those kills, and that's going to really hurt the economy of NiP. In fact, NiP picking up a UMP in this round, and the money is not really in a great spot here for the CT side.
Yeah, it does help that they got those the bonus kills with the UMP just for that little bit of extra money for this particular round. But Kaze will be back on the scouts again. I don't see any HEs just yet. Or diffuse kits. No diffuse kits might be brutal. Advent's got $800 left. And he's going to spend it on grenades. He's got $400 left. And he's not going to buy a diffuse kit. This is the kind of scenario where you do wonder if that will have a part to play in how this round plays out. Advent with a clean $400. Nobody else can afford one. Let's see what happens. He's pop flashed through to the B area, the short B area. Second flash again, just to help himself fall back. That's nice. Take one kill. Don't have to hunt for the other one. Got your advantage, and that will slow down your opponent. Now you're back into a safe spot. Get right quietly moving away from the B bomb site. Now, what are NiP going to do? They've got 1 minute and 20 on the clock. We've got 3 ViCi players towards B for the time being. Kaze outside of toilets near divider, and Draken looks to maybe walk through the smoke.
Yeah, ViCi giving up all the position on the map now, just settling back with their man advantage. And there's that smoke that is so annoying to deal with.
It's a bit deep, though.
I was going to say, it's quite deep, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like NiP could poke out of divider, although you don't know if that's a trap. So it might not be likely, but it's a nervous situation that you don't need. There is a pop flash off this this park sign. If you stand in the corner and aim at the top left corner of it, it just bounces over the wall. Don't see it too much in pro games, though. There's Kaze with a tag. Draken with 5 HP. Got to be careful, and Kaze will deliver the kill at front of the site. Get right. Surely gets traded by the guy in toilets. Choking. You can hear the reload, but he's not poking out just yet. I think he might have missed his opportunity as well, because now we've got 2 Ts on the site itself. Lekro taken out. Get right. He's just not got enough HP. Enough. Forest is surrounded by CTs, and there it is. 3 players survive for ViCi. Upgrades are to be collected, and the deficit is reduced to 1.
That was really fast with the MP9. Like, it looks really, really quick as reaction speed. That's really cool to see. That is really problematic. NiP as well. You know, they were, after losing someone so early with the round, such as it was, they're in a spot where they're most of the time probably going towards A, because that's where you get the best and most consistent use of those AKs, that advantage, because they knew that ViCi's gun situation wasn't great as well. Now ViCi right now look like they're in a great position to really start taking control of the match and start dictating to NiP. You know, the action, where we might start to see those really suffocating fountain pushes from the CTs, where it just slows the Ts down for like a very long time. When you have maximum utility, all the rifles and AWPs and so on that you want, that's something that you can start doing on the CT side. And ViCi should, if they don't take any damage in this round, start to unlock that possibility. But speaking of possibilities, Rez is looking to get Lekro up onto a boost, perhaps, with that Deagle into the bomb site. Or maybe not. Doesn't seem interested.
Early on in this round, we saw double HEs from ViCi bouncing off the party wall towards the fountain area, which no one was there, but it was pretty cool to see it on the radar. Something to be aware of in Ninja's Pajamas, and I think that little detail just shows how prepared ViCi are for their CT side of Overpass. Allman's been picked off by Rez. I think he was jump peeking that short position, and he has been eliminated, but that gun will not be retrieved anytime soon. And there are still 2 players here, so no rotation needed by ViCi. Not an ideal situation, but they can deal with it. 33 seconds on the clock, and Rez quietly moves away from the short B position, so presence has been shown there. Now, wherever Ninjas in Pajamas choose to go, they can expect it to be a 4 versus 2 situation, but again, that gauntlet run is going to be a problem. Got Kaze moving back for a flashbang. Oh, this could end in complete disaster. He's got a lot to do now. 14 seconds to plant the bomb. He's got to stay alive. He's doing great work. Doesn't need to take this duel to the death. He's got 49 HP. Just needs to buy time, because Rez has to plant the bomb, and he's bought enough time. Surely the bomb can't get planted now. Rez is going for some more kills. Interesting spot there. Do you leave him until time has run out, or do you take him out? I think the latter is better, because he could have picked up a rifle. Then who knows if it's more expensive for ViCi. But it was expensive enough. NiP did a good job despite not planting the bomb. Kaze
is doing some really cool stuff here, showing off how mechanically good some of these ViCi players are. You know, him in particular, we've seen some awesome work. He's top fragging at the moment for his team. Freeman is 1 frag behind him, though. But now we see the AWP on Kaze, and so this should start to change the landscape somewhat of the CT side of ViCi. We'll have to see how they like to play it. And that also is something that can change based on any research that they've done on NiP and how they feel as though the setups might work against NiP. Now, NiP playing it pretty chill to begin with here. Making sure that if ViCi do push Fountain, they don't get caught by it. And they're very slow in towards sewers here. This is a late take of this position, but they've got Lekr and Connector as well. They're going to burst that position now as Advent is in
trouble
by the sandbags. Well, if there's a flash hit here for him, and a good time, well, he just gets the heads-up duel and wins it, and he gets out of there. That is free. That is way too free.
That is really cheeky. Freeman was keeping an eye on Monster in the meantime. They can counter flash, but the smoke will be enough. Alman is rotating if required. Draken was outside Monster with the bomb. There's still around a minute on the clock, and he will go a long way to catch up with his teammates. Joking and Kaze have still been holding this position, and I do wonder, at some point, surely Joking's going to start to flank this position. And as I say that, he starts to move on the radar. This is going to be a problem because Draken's going past Fountain with the bomb. I don't think Joking will turn fast enough, but Kaze could start to go from long into the toilet and have a quick rotation from B. Alman jump peeking, and Kaze's going to run back towards long instead. He'll be up close to the AWP unless he holds that position. 20 seconds for the bomb to get planted. All 4 players moving into the side. The smoke's up for now, but Joking's going to be on the flank soon. Well, they're going to plant for the CT side, I think. There we go, and it is 3 versus 1 now. Lekro's left alone. This is not looking good for Ninjas in Pyjamas. He sees the shadow of Kaze. Easy frag for him. That's a hard one over there. But oh my god! Lekro, that headshot's absolutely disgusting. I thought that was guaranteed for ViCi.
They had 2 flanks activated at the same time. There's so much pressure coming in onto NiP. Really awesome clutch work there from Lekro. I mean, Lekro and Forest effectively had to shoot their way out of that situation. It was positionally awful for them, but they made it work. And that's going to give them the 11-10 scoreline. ViCi were just about to, settling into the fact that they have an AWP. They've got rifles and nades now. Life feels kind of good. They still had 1 UMP, but now it's all been taken away. NiP, they'll be with a couple of UMPs. I feel like we're seeing loads of UMPs in this game. It's quite amusing. But there's going to be a fast rush into the B bomb site. Oh, God, that is a horribly disgusting connection with that Deagle, and that really shocks NiP to the core as they try to push into this bomb site, but they've lost so much, and maybe they'll lose everything now because the pistols are closing the distance, but the UMP's brought to bear, and maybe it'll stabilize now for NiP.
Kaze is here with the scouts. They move out of the B bomb site, but if they rotate away, then that means rifles are collected by ViCi, so they're in a really bad situation, Ninjas in Pyjamas. But what can you do with a UMP and an AWP? It's really hard to trade. 2 AKs collected, they're better equipped, ViCi, but they've got Kevlar as well. Oh, he just looks away at the wrong time to aim punch as well, and Get Right may have just won the round for his team with that kill. Once he realizes no one's in short B, he picks up the AK. I don't know if Draken wants to pick up the AK instead, so they're more nimble. He's still holding an angle towards Monster, however. 45 seconds, they can just hold things down like this. I believe the connector door is closed, so the risk is limited for Ninjas in Pyjamas at this point. We've seen these situations before from Swedish teams where they just slow things down to a complete halt and see if there is any play from their opponent. Now Draken starts to move in with the bomb, looking to his right-hand side, but the timing is brutal. Where is the second guy? I think Kaze's realised what's probably going on. Get Right creeping. He's still got the UMP, and there's a frag for Kaze. Absolute disaster.
He's done it again. Kaze, what a beautiful call just to hold his position, taking a favourable spot towards Monster. A lot of the time, it's very likely that both players are going to come in there after cutting noise. Or you're wrong, and they do actually go for the rotation towards A. But he picked the right gamble. Yeah,
one thing I have to say quickly as well is Get Right got a frag towards short B position, but if the rifle drops in the water, you can't see where the rifle is. And, I mean, he could go just walking around pressing E, but then, again, if you drop your weapon, it gives a position away. I don't know what the situation was over there, but it's not so simple necessarily to pick up the AK that was in that position. And here they are now on pistols, Ninjas in Pyjamas. I guess you could walk around and just press the E button, but again, he doesn't know if it's safe, if anyone's in short B, so easier said than done.
I like how ViCi are sending a statement to NiP in this first map so far, just saying like, look, if you guys expect that you can outshoot us, that's not how you can win this game. Because so far we're seeing some really clutch individuals plays coming in from ViCi, showing off that they've got some great mechanics, a great a great degree of skill going up against what is perhaps, arguably one of the highest skilled Swedish teams. It's between NiP and Fnatic. Oh, Norman's going to spot all the pistols. Ooh, okay, that should not have happened. A big kill, and now Froome is in trouble.
There's the bomb spotted, changing his position entirely. The flashbang, where's it come from? Who's it favour? 4 versus 3 in favour of Ninjas in Pyjamas. Get right, getting it done with the org. Kaze will get a kill up top. That's a big one for him. Draken with the off angle. He's got to deliver the 180 from Zoking. That's going to be all the kills with Lekra getting taken out as well. And ViCi prevail again. 2 players survive for them. Such an important 180. Just didn't land the headshot with the P250. Would have needed another shot anyway, but still. Just 1 round in it at the moment. And this is just the first map of this best of 3 series. We thought it would be a good matchup, and so far it has been.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying how ViCi are kind of warming up into this. We're seeing more and more good individual displays from them. Kaze in particular shooting up the scoreboard. He's got 26 kills. Very clutch. I cannot wait to see what we're going to have in this round. Another full buy round, well, as full as we've seen, I think. ViCi on an MP9 UMP, but they've been doing great work with those. 3-man setup though around the connector position for ViCi. This is definitely an unusual one. And let's see if it pays off for them. Respick gets a pick in short, but they have to hold this setup, and it's got to deliver. It has to deliver now. They'll charge into Lekro, and they'll actually get it for not too much damage done.
Draken's making his way up long towards the A site, but the bomber's on the T side of Connector and Get Right's outside B. So with the information of multiple players for the CT side in Connector, there's only so much Ninjas in Pyjamas can do. They can't really make a fast play with that. The bomb still needs to be collected. Forrest moving towards the top of Connector maybe? No, he's going towards long, and Get Right's collecting the bomb, but he's got to go slowly because they can't give the sound cues away. While all this is happening, the CTs are starting to make their way towards the A site. They know that the Ts could be on A, and Draken's been taken out. He had the map control, now he doesn't. There's only 2 Ninjas in Pyjamas players left versus the 4 of ViCi. And with all the action in Connector earlier on, do NiP dare try to go back towards the B bomb site? They must feel like their options are limited.
Yeah, it's such a hard spot. I think in their shoes, you just want to simplify it and just go for A. It's on ViCi to not gamble in this position. They got a 4 versus 2. They can put 2 on a bomb site. So NiP, in keeping things simple and just going towards A, they still get a pretty good shot. However, the time is an issue. That's going to force them to go a bit more quickly. Now, they've got a smoke. Getright's got the smoke. Does he put it on bank, or where does it go? Here, perhaps on top of the stairs. Indeed, there it is, and he goes for the plant. So they'll get an after plant, but it's a 2 versus 4. This is going to be a tough one, but a much-needed one for NiP.
3 CTs on the stairs. There's the first duel. Get Right going for the spray. That's why he uses the AK. 2 versus 3. Kaze coming out of Connector. Forrest is waiting for him. Now the numbers are even. Another play towards bank, but Get Right's just slithering away up the long position. There's a HE for Forrest. That won't be too relevant in this situation. Get Right's gone really far back, so Forrest will be the initial engager. Get Right hiding, expecting somebody to peek long. He wants to give them a false sense of security. They're holding the defuse, I do believe. There's a smoke up as well. Get Right's focusing on an upper player. Forrest gets a low one, and stereo frags come in for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and they just about win the round.
How close was that? That had to be really close, right?
It was about 1 second. I like the setup from ViCi, though, with the 2 players on the A bomb site. When you're in the bank position looking towards the truck area, if there's a plant, you know that the Ts are not on half the site. If they cross, often it's a free kill, sometimes it isn't, but at least you have the information. So his teammate, who was on the stairs, didn't need to peek because he knows he's safe from a team moving into that position, but the NiP players were just too solid, completely outplayed them, even though they had the greater numbers.
Yeah, that was really nice and calm from NiP in a very desperate situation. It was a really weird situation as well. Draken had to be fuming after going down. Pushing towards the B bomb side. It's one of those spots where you feel like, oh, did I just go like a couple of steps too far? Because his job there is to cut off the is cut off rotation. Once the bomb is coming towards that A bomb site, just make sure that it's absolutely secure. But either way, it's still clutched out, and it's 12-12. So this game continues to swing backwards and forwards between NiP and ViCi, and it's very difficult to say which way it's going to end up. But we are getting towards the end of this first map of this series, and ViCi are losing control of the economy. We can see that they're on a full save here. So once again, life's not good in that sense. I feel like ViCi have never really had a full buy. I think there's been like 1 round where they almost had a full buy. They had everything except one guy was still on a UMP. But either way, sometimes that's how games go. We can see that NiP's money is pretty atrocious as well. A couple of Deagle kills will go a long way for ViCi if they are to get them.
Yeah, I don't see them getting much out of this particular round with just one Desert Eagle. I think if they are unable to recover from this current situation, they will feel really disappointed with the rounds they have won. I think they will expect to get more out of this. But then what can we say about Ninjas in Pyjamas? They'll obviously feel like they are the favorite for this as well. Nice boost. Gun going through the wall though. Valve, please fix. But yeah, on this right corner, if you're standing by the wall, you can if you can aim at that corner just a little lower than the actual corner itself, and bounce a flashbang, which will sail over that pillar to the long position. So if you're alone and in need of a self flash, then that is one way to pop flash away for a peek. A peek before it goes off to catch people looking away, or afterwards, depending on what you think will give you a better situation. Always ideal though to have a teammate flash for you. Nice pop flash. Flash for your teammates, people. Don't be shy, give it a try. There is Freeman with Desert Eagle, the man we were looking at for the damage. Not much damage so far. Now, with only the Deagle there isn't really much for Ninjas in Pyjamas to get out of chasing the kill. So they can just leave him to his own devices, really. Because if they kill him, they take $700 away. Obviously, he's got Kevlar, so a little more. But if he kills them, that's $4,500. The bomb blast might even send an AK his way, so no need to take that risk.
Yeah, and for him, saving the Kevlar's pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Nice.
But are they going to go for a buy here? Wow. Okay, they're actually going to do it. I guess, I mean, it makes sense in some respects just because they've actually been getting a lot out of these buys, but it's not very pretty to look at. A Scout, UMP, FAMAS, MP9, 1 M4. That does not give me confidence for ViCi, but let's see if they can find a way to make it work. Potential push here from Advent. He gets flashed forwards. He has gotten some kills out of that flash before, but not this time. And oh, that flash Forest with the running AK. My God. Instant headshot. Advent absolutely denied.
That was monstrous. But they don't have any further map control. They've got the short B position, which was contested, but B is still in control of ViCi. 4 versus 5. 3 of those 4 are on the B bomb site for now. NiP have got no eyes towards A. Rez is going to lead the investigation squad, but he's leading with the bomb. He's got Forrest in tow. With a minute on the clock, there's a lot of investigating to do. Bomb will be dropped, and Rez will continue to have a look. Lecro will keep control of the short B position in the meantime. So this is good. NiP, they could still end up going back towards the B bomb site, but they want to give ViCi the doubt. They want to force Kaze back, because Kaze in his position, I mean, they don't have eyes on along, but they can keep 3 people on the B bomb sites in most cases, but maybe he is Red, I don't know. Well, now there is some presence from Ninjas in Pyjamas, and the upper area becomes a concern. Freeman and Alman rotating, and now you can see NiP going back towards B with the bomb. So there we go. They had no presence towards A. They've got time, show some presence, and now B is considerably weaker because of that.
Shoking has to somehow get a lot of value out of this. I think he's been spotted already. The smoke is a bit annoying because he Get Right will just peek him. There's no damage done. And maybe ViCi at this point start to regret this buy. I don't know what their money looks like in the following round. We'll soon find out. It's been a tough ride as far as like the exchange of rounds goes. This will be NiP's 3rd round win in a row. So ViCi, I think, will just have that 3-round loss bonus, which is not very good in this situation. $2,400, and NiP will be on 14 rounds. So in theory, ViCi should probably try to just give away 15 rounds to NiP and just try to play for overtime, so they can at least play with a proper buy, James, because they've not been playing with proper buys at all. And I feel like this is a very winnable map for them.
Yeah. I think in this round, we saw some good lessons from Ninjas in Pyjamas, as I mentioned there. No presence towards A. 1 minute on the clock. We can move into B when ViCi had 3 players there, or we can create doubt towards the A bomb site, show some presence there, force their information man back, maybe cause a rotation, which they did. ViCi ended up with 3 players on the A site, 1 towards B. So that the spatial awareness from Ninjas in Pyjamas, the game sense there, made the B bomb site as weak as possible for their push, and they put themselves in the best position to win that round. So credits to them for doing that. That's something we don't always see in a situation like that from other T players, which is why I'm harping on about it so much. Oh dear.
Oops.
Don't see that very often either. Chuking has been taken down very early. Kaze's moving into that connector position to take the place of his teammates, but it is a pistol round from ViCi. So indeed, Dan, it looks like they will be playing against game point, but only 3 rounds away. It is most certainly doable once they come in for the buy.
Yeah, it's just it's a weird one, just because, again, as I mentioned, like when they first got the closest to what was a proper buy, I was describing all the ways that they can use those buys and how they can that allows you to CT side to take control of the game and bring the game to the Ts. But they haven't really had much experimentation with how that goes against NiP, because they've just not been in a position to do it. But we'll see them here with plenty of cash to get the full buy in. So you may even see 4 M4s and an AWP. It looks like that could be the case here, as there is money for it. So, well, no Orgs in the mix, just AM4s to maximize the utility. Kaze actually going glass cannon with the AWP, and they don't have a single kit, which I think is a problem.
You have $400, buy a kit.
Dear.
It's the second time. Why? They have to win every round. Buy the kit, you need the money. I mean, you need the kit. Don't need the money.
Yeah, you definitely need the kit. That's quite the oversight.
Just get it, man.
Ooh, the 3-man boost. They're taking some risks here. This is interesting. NiP have been fast into sewers in a multitude of rounds. I don't think they've shown this boost already this first half, so it could have worked out. But no, wow, NiP just going straight through Monster.
Counter flashes from the CTs will not really yield a kill just yet. Forest going for a kill very deep, not happening. The CTs are all over this, and they're winning all the duels. Get right going for Rez going for a transfer. Just the 1 kill for Ninjas in Pajamas. Oh, 2, sorry, actually. They can't find any AKs, though. Oh, Orman gets one just in the last second, so that was something. That was a great hold from ViCi. They picked the right thing in that they had loads of players in the B bomb site at the beginning, so that worked out for them, and they didn't hold their boost too long. Otherwise, they could have got wrecked because of that. There's plenty of money for Ninjas in Pajamas, and now we see defuse kits. Even Advent Sport 1. That's great news.
The other thing about the lack of money generally for ViCi's CT side is that Kaze slowed down so much in the fragging, and we know that he's a great AWPer. He's never had a chance to be an AWPer on CT side Overpass, so that's just not optimal. But he has one here. We'll see if he can get off to a good start. There comes the flash. Does he dare go for the re-peek? That's bold. Draken's got the angle. He was loving that. He was absolutely loving it.
I think a European sniper takes a shot when he's flashed off there, and I don't know if they re-peek that deep. Maybe they put an angle back towards tree or something at best, but I think that was an unnecessary risk from Kaze, especially with a flashbang. People are going to be behind it. You're kind of walking into crosshairs, so.
And I mean, Draken, like after that flash, he takes as deep angle as possible and then posts up, just waiting for it, just begging for it.
Yeah.
And it was given to him.
Is that the kind of variance you want to invite in this situation? Maybe not, but at some point you have to, take a chance. You can't just fall back forever. But I think he takes. You got to take the shot there. We've seen already. I think in many games, including this one, an AWPer's flash fires his shot, because often the T will pop out at the right time where they just take one in the chest. Anyway, here we are. ViCi with an early disadvantage. Advent still on the UMP. They are at the mercy of their opponent. Looking over the smoke is Forest. Looking for a second peek. There it is, but there'll be a trade at least to get right. 4 versus 2. NiP in a great spot to win this first map. Omen not quite fighting to the death. Playing the time. Looking for the plant. Beautiful stuff from him. Instant trade. Still time for the NiP to plant.
But that's bought time for Freeman to creep in a forward position. He gets a free kill, but doesn't expect Rez to be so close, and that's it. It's going to be 16-13, and you know what? ViCi, they had so many chances to win this game. I think NiP are going to be breathing a huge sigh of relief, because that was a really, really tough one, a really close one. It was a brawl.
Yeah, you can see them haven't even left their chairs yet. You can see some expressions. They will feel like that was in the bag for them. Ninjas in Pajamas won 5 of the last 6 rounds in that second half. And before that, the rounds were very few and far between. Only 2 rounds before that, with plenty of rounds there for ViCi. So they will feel like that was in the bag. Train is the pick of Ninjas in Pajamas, which is coming next. So I think ViCi will feel like they're really in a bad spot now versus the spot they could have been.
I still think that they have a lot to offer, and hopefully if they learn any lessons from the Overpass, they'll manage their economy a little bit better, and I think that with that, it's still a pretty wide open series.
Yeah, we'll see how they do on Train, but I think psychologically they don't look like they're in the right place right now. Maybe a break of a few minutes will change that, but we shall have to see when I get back on the server. So
yeah, I think if Kaze gets rolling, it should be an interesting one at least. Again, I feel like we were denied, getting to see him really, running amok on the CT side. And I think at the end there, he was in a spot when he went for that kind of bold re-peek against Draken. I think that was somewhat desperation because they're like, we've got to find something. And so I think that was then an overstep. I don't think that he's going to do that all the time.
We are going to commercial break. When we're back, thoughts of the panel. See you soon.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Update and new features in the case battles. Updated and convenient interface with new options. Up to 4 users can participate in one battle now. Create and customize your battles, any number and any type of cases. Choose the number of participants and invite your friends with a unique link. Watch the best drop and win everything. Don't miss epic battles on Hellcase.